Hello students. How are you? Are you okay guys? Have you ever made something with certain steps? When you make what? Is it food or drink? Can you explain the steps you took until the product you made was finished? Dear students, today we will learn about procedure text. Do you know what is procedure text?
No, miss.
So what would we learn from procedure text? Definition, example, purpose, generic, structure, language features. Okay, we start it. Okay, let's discuss the first thing, namely what is procedure text. Procedure text is text that is used to explain the steps in doing something with rules and sequential steps. The thing to remember is procedure text must be step by step in an orderly manner. This is what differentiates it from tips. Tips may not require regular steps, but the procedure text must be in accordance with sequential stages. So what about the example? What could be an example to see the steps in the procedure text? So we can look at food or drink recipes. If you find a recipe text like the one above, the keyword to find the text procedure is to see if there is a step-by-step in the recipe. If analyzed and observed, the text above has a step-by-step, namely as follows. Another example we can see is how to make strawberry pancakes. From the title alone we can see that there are steps here, namely 1, 2, 3, and the last 4. These 4 points are steps. So, if it is clear that there are steps, then this text can be said to be a procedure text. The second type of procedure text is a manual. This type of text will explain the steps to operate or use something. Even though the text manual does not have ingredients like the recipe, this text has steps. This manual text still has steps, namely 11 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and finally 11. Next, what is the purpose of procedure text? The first is to show how to make or how to do something. The keywords are show, tell, or explain. This is usually in food recipes because there is a how to make it. The second is to show people how to do things properly, such as using a washing machine, blender, or other tools. Usually this is used in manual procedure text types. The third is to explain how to use. Again, it's almost the same, namely explaining how to use something. And the last is to give guidance in using certain appliances. Next, we will discuss generic structures and language features. In this section, we will focus on discussing how the structure of procedural texts turns out and the characteristics of these texts. So, let's look at the generic structure procedure text using an example, namely how to make a cup of coffee. Based on the example above, it can be seen that how to make a cup of coffee is the goal. This goal is the reason for these steps. This goal is usually made as a title. Now the second structure is ingredients, which is part of the material. This is part of the ingredients or tools that you will need when making coffee. And the last part is the steps. In this section, the regular steps for making a cup of coffee are given. So there are 3 generic structures of procedure text, namely goal, material, and steps. Then let's look at the language features. In the text we see the words first and finally. This is a temporal conjunction. Meanwhile, all of these words are imperative sentences or command sentences that are used to direct the reader to do something. You can see the words prepare, add, pour, and stir. The following are examples of vocabulary or words that you will often encounter when creating food or drink recipe text procedures. Next, let's practice using the knowledge we gained at the beginning of the video. Are you ready? Let's go! Okay students, let's discuss these 3 practice questions based on the understanding you have gained. Let's do it together, okay? Thank you for watching. See you in the next topic, dear students.